The states will determine by vote or legislation or perhaps both, and whatever they decide must be the law of the land, in this case, the law of the state. Do what's right for your family and do what's right for yourself. Do what's right for your children. Do what's right for our country and vote.
In a much-anticipated statement, Donald Trump outlining his stance on what's shaping up to be a very key issue on the campaign trail once again. He says states should chart their own path on abortion, leaving the federal government out of it. Joining us now is Rich Lowry, editor-in-chief of the National Review, and Jessica Tarlov, co-host of The Five. Great to have you both. Rich, there's the statement on its merits, and then there's the issue of the politics. Yep. Hit both of those for us.
Well, the politics has a lot to do with the merits, where he came out on the substance of this, right? He signaled for a long time he doesn't think this is a winning issue for Republicans. He'd prefer not to fight on it. So this is just another sign, Dana, of how on the defensive Republicans are. He doesn't want to even take a position on whether there should be a federal ban or where you draw the line on that. Wants to punt it to the states so he can just say, well, that's for Alabama or for California to decide. And he's figuring, and this is obviously not a crazy calculation, that pro-lifers don't have anywhere else to go. What are they going to do? Fall in the arms of Joe Biden, who's totally opposed to them on every single aspect of this issue. But again, it's a sign of Republicans are on the defensive on this. There's no doubt about it.
Okay, so in light of November, Jessica, here's where abortion could be on the ballot: Florida, New York, and Maryland. All right, and you see those in yellow. Then in green are the proposed ballot measures, of which you have two battleground states. I'd point out Arizona and Nevada. When the president talks about the law of the state today and talks about exceptions for rape, incest, and the life of the mother, how do you read his statement from earlier today?
I read his statement as he wants to have it both ways. He wants to be responsible for getting rid of Roe v. Wade, and then he also wants to be able to say it isn't me, right? These are your local legislatures. These are your governments, your state Supreme Courts that are doing it, and please don't blame me and continue to vote for me. That's all he's concerned with, and he's in a really tough position. I think that Rich is correct there. We have seen these ballot measures in 7 or 8 states already where it's been overwhelmingly for the pro-choice side of this. People who might even not be okay with having no restrictions up to 20 weeks, 24 weeks, for instance, are being forced into that position because of how restrictive these states are. But when Donald Trump says it's up to the states, he is allowing 14 states that ban it in all cases, including no exceptions for rape or incest. That's allegedly something that he opposes, but he's letting it happen. And there are 24 states that can't even get a ballot initiative out there. Yeah. So he's leaving people in dire straits, people like Kate Cox in Texas, who already had 2 children and then a non-viable pregnancy, and a 10-year-old in Ohio who had to go to Indiana to be able to get care.
There's going to be a lot on this. And so he made the statement, and we'll see where it goes. Wanted to also bring you this. John Fetterman, the Pennsylvania senator, he had dinner with a New York Post reporter, and he came up with a couple of interesting points. On squatters, he said this: squatters have no rights. How can you even pretend that this is anything other than you're just breaking the law? He says, I am not woke. He also called for more crime policies, and more aggressive ones, saying if you have those kinds of established records, it doesn't serve any greater goal to allow people that are offending, and allow them to not be held accountable. He's getting some strange new respect, Rich.
Yeah, I mean, 6 months ago, conservatives, I was among them, had contempt for John Fetterman. Now he's basically our favorite Democrat. He's the most anti-woke Democrat in America, arguably, and it hasn't really required him changing on anything substantive. He hasn't changed his view on health care and minimum wage or any of that sort of thing, but he's just taken strong, commonsensical positions on Gaza, on the border, on this, and it's really going to help him. He's been underwater in Pennsylvania, barely won, obviously had health difficulties, but this is a turn to the center that really might help him.
And if you think you were surprised, imagine how surprised Jessica is after she hears these comments, interview after interview. Just need a quick answer on that, Jess.
Well, John Fetterman was actually always this person. People just didn't bother to ask him about these issues. He's always been a staunch supporter of Israel. He comes from the more conservative part of the state. And Rising tide brings up all boats. What's going on with Josh Shapiro and John Fetterman? Look at those Bob Casey numbers. They're getting better and better and better. So very hopeful about hanging on to Pennsylvania
And I'm going to make one correction to Rich. I think we can all say Jessica is our favorite Democrat.
Oh.
We will see her tonight.
I don't know. Fetterman might be better for Rich, actually.
That's what I meant.
Jessica, when you're back from maternity leave, you can go to lunch with the New York Post. We'll see.
Can I wear a sweatsuit? Because that's all I want to be in.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
See you guys.
Bye.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.